everyone. It's Dr. Jasmine, your natural holistic health and wellness guide on this journey we call life. Thanks so much for joining me. Now, this is part two of our root causes of poor hair growth video. If you missed part one, it'll be linked below. But let's jump in. So, the next cause for poor hair growth is going to be our lifestyles and our environment. So, how we treat our hair topically can affect length retention, strength, shine, and softness of hair, but also our internal exposures from inhalation, ingestion, dermal contact also play a large role. Toxins from heavy metals to biotoxins to chemicals, these can all lead to damage at the follicle level and then increased nutritional needs that we may not be aware of. And so oftentimes we'll see shedding, we're like, why is this happening? And it's just like this random reason that functional testing and investigation help us to understand so that we can do something about it. Next is our genetics. Now, our genes are not something we can change, unfortunately. They kind of are what they are. They're like that blueprints of what will be expressed. Now, fortunately, there's this thing called epigenetics, and this is how your behaviors and your environment can cause changes and affect the way your genes are actually being expressed. So, unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are actually reversible and don't actually change the sequence of your DNA. But they change how your body actually reads that DNA. So even if you're kind of predestined, if you will, to be affected by your genes and have like slow hair growth or poor hair growth or fine hair, if we're changing some of these other key root causes in your behavior and your environment, we're oftentimes going to see improved expression, which is pretty cool. Uh, Now, in some cases, our next key root cause area is going to be a bigger root cause than in someone else. So, condition called alopecia areata. This is where our immune system is actually attacking your follicles, right? So, this is an autoimmune condition, meaning your immune system forgot that your tissue is you and it starts attacking it. Now, this is just one type of autoimmune condition, but this one's specific to the hair. Now, currently, specific triggers are unknown, but I find by addressing some of these other key root causes, digestion, nutrition, hormones, if we're addressing environmental exposures, we're oftentimes reducing that, uh, what do I want to say, that layer on the immune system that's kind of shifting its function, right? So that just all these other aspects, by removing those layers, your immune system starts to function as intended. Next, key root cause is blood flow. So this is something that a lot of us just in probably like our investigations of how do I help my hair grow, we're gonna see stimulate blood flow, get blood up to the scalp. You know, you have the inversion method, you have Rogaine, you have PRP and lasers, and just good old fashioned scalp massage, right? So these things are important because they help to actually deliver those nutrients to the follicles so that, you know, again, those nutrients are available for your follicle to actually grow hair. You know, without proper blood flow, it's almost like, you know, sending a package to your mom, but the post office never leaves with your package. It just kind of sits there and never gets delivered to your mom. Now, last but not least, this key root cause is inflammation. Now, inflammation or inflammatory process is super important and integral really to any disease. It's really the root of all disease um, because it's causing damage, right? Now, this is a very large key root cause in frontal fibrosing alopecia and then also in centrifugal sciatrical alopecia. These are inflammatory processes that are driving forces behind these conditions, which is leading to loss and then lack of growth. This is important because in severe cases, it can be permanent, meaning hair won't ever grow from that area if it's not properly addressed and treated. Now, again, kind of like the immune system, well, not kind of, just like the immune system, because oftentimes when your immune system is affected, that's creating an inflammatory process. And so, if we can figure out, you know, back up from there, okay, what triggered the immune system and why did that trigger inflammation? You know, we can start to back up and really get down to that root or that major root that stimulates some of these other roots that are all having a negative effect. So, you know, as we can see, we might have like different key root causes that we kind of went through, but they're all interrelated because all of these things are making up you and who you are, and the way that they work together help us to grow and thrive the way we were intended. I always like to think about root causes of disease as like a car, right? There's all these parts, all these pieces, but if you only focus on a couple of pieces, your car still doesn't run, right? It's like fixing the tires, but not putting gas in your car, right? It's still not really going anywhere. So, really understanding which of these are important for you in your case individually and then optimizing them, that's what helps us to get to that good hair growth that we're looking for. So do any of these sound like you, perhaps? If they do, no worries. I'm actually going to be over the next few weeks unpacking each one of these key root cause areas individually and diving deeper into, what this means and how we can actually support our bodies in these areas naturally so that we can see optimization and improvement of our hair growth. So that's all for this video. Guys, thanks so much again for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and then comment. For me to just kind of, get to engage with you on that level as well. If you missed part one, again, that will be linked at the end. And thanks so much for watching and for your support. May God bless you and your health. Bye.